Let's just check your position. You're on the wonk. You are on the wonk. Have a look at that. That's looking good. Ah, yes. Well done, me. There we are. Splendid. Right. Now we can well and truly crack on. Gosh, how thrilling. Excellent. Right. Good evening, darlings, and a very warm welcome to Tuesday Night Live. And you join me back here at Windy Bottom, my dear, humble little cottage here in the wilds of the Peak District National Park. And it is nothing less than a sheer joy to be in your exuberant and utterly delicious company tonight. I am so thrilled I could fondle my own buttocks with. Anyway, that's quite enough about fondling my own buttocks. We don't need to go down that road. So, over the space of the next hour, we are going to wave away Tuesday and we're going to welcome in Wednesday, Hump Day, darlings, the day that used to be the middle of the working week and marked half day closing. But apparently that was on Thursday in Shawnee's village and Saturday. So they closed for a full day, won't no, blimey. You wouldn't read about it, would you? And there's going to be all of the usual community fun, games, nonsense, whatever else. We've got a hedgehog of truth. We've got a Miss Hedgie whose special powers are yet to be determined. Well done on not being pregnant. You poor thing. I hope you survived last night. What else have we got? We've got a box that's going to get a double pounding. We have got a community portable electric telephone upon which, should you so wish, and I hope that you will, you can leave a voice note. And we've got 2 pots of my favourite mustard, Tewkesbury mustard, which I need to thank somebody for, but I don't know who. I don't think there was a note. Now, normally I would open those on a live stream, but I thought it was something I had ordered. And no, it wasn't. It was a lovely, very kind gift from one of you fabulous people in a Whiskers cat pouch box thingy. But I cannot find any indication of who it was who very kindly sent me them. But perhaps we'll find out during the live stream, and I will thank them full. Tricky chaps, words. And I will thank them fulsomely. That's how I'll thank them. Oh, you're going to get a right fulsome thanking. That's what you're in for. Okay, darling. So I'm going to have a goodly slurp of my wine. Back to the wine, back to the cheap wine, darling. No well-iced vodka and tonic out of a plastic glass for me. Well, if something's made of plastic, it can't be a glass, can it? Or can it? Now, is a glass a description of a certain shape of drinking vessel, or is a glass only a glass if it's actually made of glass? Interesting question. And so, if a glass is only a glass when it's made of glass, then what is a plastic glass a plastic? I suppose it's a plastic glass, isn't it? A glass that's not made out of glass, but made out of plastic. Semantics are fascinating, aren't they? You can play with them all night long. They're a bit like, no, don't say that. You need to stop saying things like that. You really do. Now, I know you didn't quite say it, but you almost did. The thought was there in your evil, twisted mind. I'm going to have a goodly slurp of my wine and then I'm going to jump into your comments, which are, and I make absolutely no bones about this whatsoever, the meat and potatoes of this Hawaiian pizza upon which we are currently surfing tonight. So, cheers, darlings, your very good health. Bottoms up yours, and above all, do get stuffed. Thank you. That still amuses me. Still amuses me. Uh, I wonder how much longer will it be before I get bored of telling you all to get stuffed. I mean, it's wrong, really. It's indicative of everything that's wrong with me. You wonderful, kind people rock up here on a nightly basis, and you're dear and sweet. Send me a Christmas card, send me a birthday card. Take an interest in what I'm doing, pretend that I'm slightly less boring than I am. And what do I do to repay you? Tell you to get stuffed at the beginning of every live stream. Honestly, uh, I should be ashamed of myself. And yet, oddly, I'm not. Figure that out. Right, here we go. Whoa. That was a very nice one. I enjoyed that very much. First cab off the rank this evening was none other than Paulie Galtieri, real name Richard, and he says, "Good evening, Boaty and everyone. I hope you've all had a good day," he says. And I hope that too. I hope you've all had a good day. He was followed by the fabulous Peter P. Good evening, Boaty and Pufflings. Good evening to you. Stu followed them, then Jimmy Quinn, Carol C. Hello, Boaty, and all the lovely community, says Carol C. I had a very productive day. Thank you for asking. You're very welcome. The only improvement on the day could have been the weather. How has your day been? And she then activated the like button, as she points out, just because she can. Uh, she then wonders how the building stroke repairs are getting on at the restaurant site, or if the 6 bedroom cottage has been inspected. I love having a nose around properties. Nothing to report on either of those counts because, I mean, this morning I was in a whole different country. This morning I was in beautiful Wales, although it wasn't very beautiful. Well, it was beautiful this morning. The weather was pants, but it was still beautiful. I can tell you all about today. So, yeah, today's just been get back from Wales, go to work kind of day. Nothing to report on anything. I mean, if you really want to know, I can tell you that Ram on his own had a raving argument with the builders today. God, nothing changes. But nothing to report from my point of view. I was in Wales. I came home. I've been to work. And, that's about it, really. That's about all I've got to report, except that I can tell you what happened this morning. And I don't mean that to sound like as if there's some amazing story impending. There isn't, but I could just tell you about my morning in lovely Llandudno, if you were interested. But you know, you know, I'm going to catch up with the comments first because you know, the, you know, ow, that actually hurt. Good, I'm glad it hurt. Stop saying That's not a you thing. You don't do that. Right. So I'm just watching myself beating myself around the head with quite a sturdy napkin, and I got some right. That properly hurt my western ear, or is it eastern? Hang on, it's on this side. So never eat shredded wheat. Well, it depends which way you look at me, and if you turn me round, it would be the other way round. That's how these things work. Pay attention. Lord Stiff Upper Lip joined us and said, Aye, Sir Boaty. Is the Snake Pass going to close because of all the landslides soon? I don't know. The first I heard about it was last night. Stu had a 57 plate Chevy Lissetti. It really struggled on the Snake Pass. Uh, Deu, just its bonnet weighed as much as me. I Oh, hello, a ping pong. A ping pong, and it's from the lovely Simone. Will that be the box pounding instruction, I wonder? We'll come to that in just a second. A grand. Oh, hello. Oh, Stu. Eh? Are you talking to yourself, Stu? What? This is not making any sense to me at all. Uh, Were you after a Hubnut social? Asked Stu. Yes, replied Stu. A grand day out, Lloyd Vehicle Consulting was interested in Madeo. A funny looking thing, to be honest. Don't you dare say that about Mr. Joseph Lloyd. He's a lovely looking gentleman. A badass. I can't cope with you having a conversation with yourself, Stu. So I will move on to Stratospherian, who very kindly joins us from Scandinavia and says, "Good evening, Boaty and all, and a very good evening to you and all of our Scandinavian friends who may be tuning in tonight." We should do that one night, have a check in and see how. Actually, let's do that right now. Would you be kind enough? There are 46 people currently viewing this tripe, and I would like you all 46 of you. So even if you're a lurker, even if you've never commented before, even if you're somebody who hates me and only watches anything that I do in order to become annoyed by it, so you can hit the dislike button, all of you, all 46, could you please put in the comments where you are watching from, please? I would be very grateful. Now, you can just put the country if you like, or you can put the country and the area for a little bit more interest. And let's see exactly where in the world the community is tonight. Let's see how many continents we're covering. And yeah, let's just see how and where we have spread ourselves. Now then, da, da, da. If American goods had a 25% tax on them, ponders Carol C., what would you miss? I can't think of any American goods of which I avail myself on a regular basis. I genuinely can't, so I don't think I'd miss anything. Um, Trying to think. No, I really can't think of anything. Good evening, Boaty, and all in chat, says the lovely Tonic 110, who joined us in person last night and twice, and wasn't that lovely? Uh, Hershey bars are mildly tasty, but GMO. What does GMO mean? Not a clue. Denmark, says Stratosphere, getting in there early. Thank you, Stratosphere. So we've ticked Denmark off the community map tonight. Good evening, all, says Bad Books. Hello, Mark. Diane Sturdy joins us. Good evening, lovely friends. Oh, and Tonic says, Carol C., my birthday today, and I'm 73. Bless you, Tonic 110. Well, happy birthday. I know it's not the very happiest of birthdays for you due to your good lady not being with you, but nonetheless, many happy returns and much love from all of us. And I hope it's not been too bad a day. Uh, then there are happy birthdays flying around. Yes, happy birthday, happy birthday. Hello, Cheeseburger's with us. General Cheeseburger. Evening, Father Muckers. Good evening, Cheesy. Hi, everyone, says Shelley Denise. Back in the kitchen, says Stu. Yep, we are. Everything's back to normal. We are back at Windy Bum, darlings. After our little excursion to last night, if you weren't with us last night, darlings, you might not know this, but last night we were all in the Marine Hotel in Llandudno on the coast of North Wales. And it was a rather fabulous place to be. I went out for a walk after the live stream. Yeah. I wasn't sure whether I was going to, and I thought I probably wouldn't. But then, guess what? I did. And I really enjoyed it. I did think that I might have just had a quick nibble of something and jumped into bed last night. That was the way I was feeling. But I went out and I had a short walk. Didn't film it, I don't think, or not much of it. Anyway, it's a beautiful place. I love the ocean at night. And, oh, God, that's right. Oh, I remember now. I did go for a short walk. And just as I was coming back to the prom, heading towards the road to kind of cross the road towards the hotel, I was unfortunately hit with a burst of windy pops. And I thought, oh no, I've suddenly been hit by a burst of windy pops. But then I thought, I'm on my own. It's midnight. It's dark. I'm I'm in solitude here, just me and the ocean. So I don't mind admitting, darlings, I let fly. I let fly with an absolute rip roarer of one of those chaps. It was an absolute stonker. And in my defense, they were very quiet. So there was no way that I could have known that a lovely couple were walking their dog and had come up right behind me. But they were very decent about it, and they gave me excellent scores for both volume and, oh, what was it they termed it? I can't remember. Artistic content or something, because I did assume a position in order to give full voice to. So yeah, that was that was a tad embarrassing, but hey ho, these things happen. Right, where did I get to? Oh yes, here we are. Jar, says Carol C. Yes, I've explained about these. It's a great kindness from somebody. Good evening, Boaty and all bugs, says the lovely Trisha Alderman. And there are now 54 of you watching. So, the 8 of you who have come along since I last said this, would you be so very kind as to put in the comments where you are watching from? Just the country, or country and region, or city, or whatever you like, really. Tonic's enjoying a cheeky couple of beers. Well, if you can't do that on your birthday, then when can you? His hair looks like compost, says Cheesy. It is true that I am having a spectacularly bad hair night. Oh, right, we're still talking about Deus. That'll be the Deu. Oh, Richard had a large Hennessy. Now, is that EXO? I suppose it's EXO. Or are we doing Roman numerals? Oh, well, that wouldn't make sense, would it, if we were doing Roman numerals? Or would it? No, it wouldn't. Lots and lots of hellos. Plexiglass says, oh, Andrew Buttygig. I didn't spot that you'd joined us, the lovely Ibis Spotty Butty. Hello. You can impute glass onto anything, says Stu. I did wonder about that. Steve Colg is with us. Have I left a comment yet? If not, hello. Lots and lots and lots of hellos flying around. What's with the honey, says Steve Colg? Mustard. Tewkesbury mustard, not honey. If we buy him another 2 jars of mustard, says Cheeseburger, then we won't have to look at him. Oh, hello. Cheeseburger's on form tonight. Diane, says Peter P. There is a wrestling match planned for you and Emma. I think mint sauce and gravy is involved somehow. Got what you? I've missed that. I've missed. Yeah, right. I missed that. The roses are dead, says Bad Books. No longer alive, departed, or better still, compost the bleeding flowers. Yeah, they've officially had it, haven't they? But I put them there for 2 days just for my birthday. And that's now like 3 weeks ago. So they've done all right, haven't they? I will throw them away tonight or tomorrow morning. And if I've got any money at any point, I will replace them. Dinner, says Bad Books, and he shouts it, but he actually means lunch, was beef salad and, was beef salad. And tea, and of course he means dinner, was a cheeky Chinese special chow mein. I need, you can't beat a cheeky Chinese. I haven't had a cheeky Chinese for ages, unless it's something that I've cooked myself. I haven't had a takeaway for God, I can't remember the last time I had a cheeky Chinese takeaway. I fancy one now. I nearly said jug, says Steagle. Well, thank goodness you didn't. 3 weeks, those roses, says Steve. They're looking a bit dead now, Boaty. In China, they spray them pink. Fish fingers and custard, says Andrew Buttigieg, apropos of nothing. Simone says, I'm here. Hello, Simone. Do they charge tariffs in Wales? Says Cheesy. For what? For what? John the bus enthusiast joins us and says, evening all. What's the story? Morning Glory. That was a great album. Great album. I've got no idea if he is or not, Andrew. Yeah, there's little in the way of evidence for bus enthusiast, says Steve. I'm the only bus enthusiast in the village. Get lost. Are the builders squatting in the flat? Explains why the lights are on all night and little progress, says Matt. Ram says that all they do up there is smoke and sleep. That there's very little in the way of actual work that goes on. It's got really boring, hasn't it? It's got really boring. My mirror got the head builder guy, the guy who owns the company or whatever. As soon as I move my car, if I have to go somewhere, I went to Sainsbury's tonight, did some shopping. He shoves his car in my place, so I had to park on the road, and somebody smashed my mirror tonight. Great. Oh, I just want them to go away. I really do. I mean, it's August, September, November, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. 7 months now. 7, possibly 8 months of just misery and inconvenience and arguments, and I've just well and truly had a bloody enough of it. I really have. I wish they would just sod off. I've kind of lost interest in upstairs a bit. I was really excited about it, and it's been such a tortuous, awful experience that it's taken all of the pleasure away from it, and it's just boring now. And we're all sick and tired of the yard being bloody a mess, and that sodding skip that's been there 6 months. It's all, oh, it's honestly, I don't care whether it's finished or not. I just want them to sod off, and I never want to see them again. They are, and if they're watching this, I don't care. They are, oh God, honestly, you should see the state of upstairs there. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if they were home if they were homeless people, or if they were imported people, illegal immigrants or something, um, and they're working for next to nothing, or I mean, there is that. I know from listening to the Archers that there is a slave trade thing in the building industry, isn't there? Isn't there? And I wouldn't be surprised if there were people like that that are being paid fourpence a week, but they've got somewhere dry to sleep. That genuinely wouldn't surprise me at this point. But I've had a gut full of it, and I just want them to just bugger off. And yeah, upstairs, I might get enthusiastic about upstairs if and when it ever actually gets done. But at the moment, I just couldn't give a raving hoot. I'm just sick and tired of the whole bleeding thing, and nothing would surprise me. A serious word for JM, says Cheesy. Thoughts and prayers with the driver and best wishes to James. Yeah, I agree, absolutely. When I was at work, we've been rather quiet tonight. I watched the first 5 minutes of his video. So, for those who don't know, he was filming a review on a car. The owner of the car was doing a drive-by, um, which James was filming, and during the drive-by, the owner of the car lost it, had what sounds like quite a major pile-up, and is in hospital with very serious injuries. Although James did say that he's expected to make a slow but complete um, recovery. So, yeah, that's definitely thoughts and prayers to the drivers and to James, who obviously, as you know, who I've met, had lunch with him, made the film. He's a lovely guy, and I'm sure that he's feeling absolutely beside himself. So, yeah, thoughts and prayers to the driver, his family, and indeed James himself. Oh, excuse me. Boaty should have a theme for every last live stream of every month, says Richard. What, a theme other than just nonsense? At least he reads your comments out, says Steakog. Right, here we go. We're getting some locations. Shelley Denise is in South London. Stratosphere is in Aarhus, Denmark. God knows if I've pronounced that. Um, our friend John is watching from good old Hales Owen, so we knew who you were, John, despite the change of name. Oh, Tracy Cardiff is here from Cardiff, but he's half asleep, so might not be here long. Plymouth says hooked on classic Simone. Northeast England says Carol C. Tunbridge Wells, Kent, UK says Mark Passad. Good evening, Mark. Galston on Sea, Norfolk says Jimmy Quinn. Espoo, Finland, not in Scandinavia, says Peter P. Swaffham, Norfolk, says Tricia Alderman. West Sussex, and hello everyone, says G&M. Tonic 110 says God's County, Yorkshire. Yeah, I am literally just on the Yorkshire border. Oh, is that it? Is that it for the locations? They weren't for. Oh, we're talking about James now. Yeah, James did. I agree. He did look. He did look pretty awful. Correct, Peter P. Yes. You thought you were alone on that balcony in Malta. Yeah, it was a very similar incident in Malta. I was out on my balcony. I assumed that I was therefore entirely alone. Um, there was an element of trouser trumpetry, and I forgot that there was a balcony to my left, one to my right, one above me, and one below me, and I got a round of applause from several of them, which was nice. It's a round of applause. I'm a tart. I'll take it. Yeah, that was very unfortunate last night. I felt awful. Artistic merit. Thank you, Cheesy. Uh, in Wales, says Bad Books, did you manage to podger an OOP without falling off? Yeah, no, none of that sort of thing. I'm not even looking these days. The receptionist was actually, the receptionist was really rather nice until I looked at her hands, and then, oh dear, what a crushing disappointment. But no, 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 I'm not in, I'm not in a pottering place. Right, we've got some voice notes, darling. So, did you frighten their dog? Yeah. Let's see what you lot are saying to each other. So I've got oh, here we go. Right, strap in, darlings. There are 4 of these.
How was your breakfast today in the hotel? Did you have to have it in the hotel?
Yes.
And also, did you go swimming again? Did you go swimming in the sea, sir?
No.
Anyway, myself, I had sausage, mash, and beans for the evening meal. Quite a nice cake and the posh coffee again.
Nice.
And for today's snack, I went to the cafeteria and I had fish chips and mushy peas.
That's a hell of a snack.
Anyway, now I'm just sitting around watching an old man knocking himself out on camera while drinking wine.
Better than knocking one out on camera.
Please twat the like button because the fella did knock himself out for his live on camera nearly.
Well, he's got a point.
I thought of a new name for the builders. It'd be the same pet. All they need is the film crew. Do you remember the old TV thing in the 80s?
I love
it was in Newcastle. It'd be the same pet.
I love to feed the same pet.
I heard that. I felt so sorry for James on Cars. He's such a nice guy, and he was nearly crying making that video.
I love to feed the same pet. In fact, I own Our Feed the Same Pet on my portable electronic device. I bought it off the Apple doings. So and I forgot that was years and years ago I bought it when I first bought an iPad. So I've got the complete first series on my Apple thing. So I might watch an episode of that tonight. I loved Our Feed the Same. I thought it was get you on speaker. Good evening, mystery caller.
Good evening, Boaty. You don't have to pull such a disappointed face when you saw me ringing.
I just saw the number. I didn't know who it was.
Yeah. I just wanted to drop by and say a really heartfelt thank you to you and all the members of the chat for the warm welcome that I received.
Oh, bless you. You're more than welcome. And happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you, sir. Oh, and regarding that squeeze that you promised,
yes.
After seeing how long it takes you to post a toast rack, I think I should be 90 by the time I get that.
Probably. Yes. Yeah. Well, it doesn't do to rush these things. You know, and anticipation is part of the pleasure, isn't it? And I've got a proper excuse anyway for not posting it now.
I haven't got that long left to enjoy the anticipation. You do know that, don't you?
Yeah, well, you've got long enough. You've got a good 25 years left in you, haven't you? Whether I have or not is another question. But
was that 25 years or 25 minutes?
25 years, you numpty. You're grand.
Oh dear.
I'm the one who's just grateful to see another sunrise. You don't know the life I've led.
Don't give over. You've led a hard life. You know.
Oh, don't you start with the you know.
Then when you've led a hard life, it's only the good that die young. You do know that, don't you?
Oh, in that case, I'm sorted. I'm an evil, twisted, dreadful excuse for a human being.
It's okay. I'll be waiting there for you with a shovel to do the stalking.
Okay? There you go. Has your day been okay? Seriously?
Yeah, she's had an MRI today, so we just wait for the results tomorrow.
Right. Okay. Well, fingers crossed that
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Everything's all
Right,
right.
I shall leave you in peace now.
Okay, buddy. Thank you for
And
calling
enjoy
in.
the rest of the stream.
Thank
Okay.
you, mate. You take care of yourself. Happy birthday again.
I will do,
And
my friend.
love to
Thank
your
you.
wife when you see her.
Okay, thank you.
Good night, mate.
Good night.
That was Tonic 110, if you didn't realise, darlings. And his birthday today, and his good lady is in hospital. Gosh, we are busy tonight. Good evening. No, apparently that one's not happening. Never mind. We've got another voice note somewhere, haven't we? Let's have a little look. Here we are. It's the lovely Simone. Now she's going to bring some sanity to her proceedings. Here we go. Sit back, enjoy.
Hello again, Mr. Boaty.
Hello.
Triple whammy today.
Hey?
Don't forget to pound your box as if you were a member of the Commodores. Went back to your trailer park with some groupies, only to find out you'd been delivered a commode. But you then got lucky with one of the groupies, and you had having a bit of fun, and you ended up, you was all in a flap. But then, all of a sudden, you got circumcised. If you're not already circumcised, and it ended up in a kebab.
Not above. What have you taken today, Simone? Oh God, I haven't been circumcised actually. I am an anteater rather than a helmet. But dear God, where did that come from? Oh Lord above. Right now, what I'm going to do, darlings, is I'm going to give Sean's box a double pounding tonight, because I can't remember how many times I did him on Sunday. So if he got done twice on Sunday, then he's getting done twice again today, because there is one and there is another. A double pounding. Who thought I had that kind of thing left in me at my age, eh? Life in the old dog yet. Of all the beaches in all the world, you trump on mine. Somerset, says Claire. Sale, Manchester, says Stu. And somebody must have said Worcestershire and I missed it. Where did I miss that? I didn't see a Worcestershire, but Cheesy says Paul, North or South Worcestershire. Diane Sturdy says Derbyshire / Nottinghamshire border, south of Boaty. Oh, I'm curious now as to where you are. So Derbyshire / Nottinghamshire border. So, that could be a few places. So you must be relatively close to the restaurant then, Diane. Because we're not far from the Nottingham border at the restaurant. We deliver to NG16 postcodes. So where is there an NG16 that could be? Well, mind you, it's a big border, isn't it? But we deliver around, NG16 covers right up to Ironville, Codner Park. Heena's not NG16, is it? Heena's DE55. But there's, begins with a B. What's it called? That's NG16. Oh, God. If you're going towards the M1, is it Binley? Binley? I can't bloody remember. Might be Binley. Heading towards IKEA. And there are other places that I can't remember the names of. My face is aching from giggling, and we're only 19 minutes in, says the lovely Shelley. Lincolnshire, says Bad Books. Stratospherian says, Peter P. I see Finland as part of the Nordic countries and a brother people to Scandinavia. Frankly, Denmark is no longer geographically linked to the Scandi Peninsula. Skane, Halland, and Blekingo. Oh dear. Credit to the candle, says Steve Colg. It's a couple of months old. John Lewis. You see, John Lewis. You get what you pay for, obviously. That was delivered by John Lewis, and I've got 3 more waiting up there on top of the fridge. Finns aren't Nordic, strictly speaking, says Richard. Peter P says Finland belongs to the Nordic countries, or Pojoismart. A tiny bit at the top reaches into Scandinavia. Keighley, West Yorkshire, says Daz Smith. Good evening to you. The cheeky Chinese, says Peter P. A grand bunch of lads. Oh dear. Stu lived in Keighley for 2 years. Acorn Stairlift, says Stu. Crap job. Webbs. Where? How am I missing out on an entire conversation here? But I remember Webbs, the garden centre place. Stratospherian says, Peter P. I live in Jutland, Aarhus. Cheekily, you could say that it's an appendix in northern Germany, where ferries depart from the northern end of the motorways to Scandinavia, Norway, and Sweden. Bloody hell, Steve. Clary was sex slave to Borchester. 4p a week and a case of Polish lager. Do you have trouble climbing the stairs? Boaty has got a theme, says Jimmy Quinn. All of his videos are crap. I agree with that. The receptionist was young enough to be your granddaughter. Oh, harsh, but probably fair. Dreadful. Oh. Boaty's saving himself for March the 1st. I am really not. Mr. Coconut Peninsula could turn off the sound when he records his notes. Everybody's saying chips, chips. I thought it was going to be a chip-free day when he said that for his main meal he had whatever it was, sausage, mash and beans, wasn't it? But then he said for his snack he had fish, chips and peas. How is one of those a snack and one a meal? Surely they're both meals. Evening all, says Matron. I'm playing catch up, about 10 minutes behind due to a phone call, but here I am, honeys. Oh, a comment's been deleted. Is that why I'm getting confused by a load of stuff? Peter will have popped his clogs by the time the toast rack arrives. No, I've got a genuine reason for not sending it at the moment. Right, you were all banging on about the postcards from the Grand Hotel and wanting them signed by 2 of us. Well, I'm holding off until that happens. So you will, or I promise you, anybody who wants one can have a doubly signed postcard from the Grand. You're just going to have to hang on for a little while. Legendary Simone, says Peter P. I agree. Circumcised? Wrong church. You don't get circumcised on Hubnut, says Richard. I got circumcised on the tube stage Black Lines, but it was still a rip-off. Oh, Paul is with us. Night all, good to see you. Always a pleasure. I'm from Upton-on-Severn. Now, I love Upton-on-Severn. Upton-on-Severn. Upton-on-Severn used to be on my old training route. My old training route, when I was going out to train on my own, okay, well, I had a few. But generally, if I'm training on my own, I'm going to hills. So generally, I would either go to the Cotswolds, Dover's, Sainsbury's, Fish. They're all hills. Dover's Hill, Sainsbury's, Saintbury, or Fish. Or I would go to the Malverns, and but my more new bloody hell, my more often than not, I would go to the Malverns. And I would go out via a particular route and I would climb. How did I used to do it? I would normally climb the witch cutting first. Trying to remember now. I'd climb the witch cutting first, cut across the top, drop down whatever it was called, and then I'd go round and I'd climb British Camp, and then kind of do it all in reverse. I made sure that I climbed British Camp and the Witch whenever I did it. But then my way home then was from descending kind of British Camp. I would then head to Upton-on-Severn, and then Pershore, and then home through Flyford, Flavel, and Feckenham, and up Feckenham Hill, and head back that way. So yes, I know Upton. Happy memories, and some unhappy memories. I used to hurt myself when I was training. Circumcised. You don't get entertained on Hubnut either, says Cheeseburger, except that, oh, bless him. Ian's lovely, probably. I've got no idea what. I'm the one who's out of the loop on these bloody things. You've all got in jokes and like inside conversations and stuff, and I've got no idea what you're talking about. I've got no idea what the seatbelt thing is between Tonic 110 and the Matron. Not a clue. I mean, I can see it's obviously a thing, but I don't know what manner of thing. I quite like that. It was Binley that had the Mega Chippy, wasn't it? Binley Mega Chippy. So, right, so it's not called Binley. What's it called? We've got loads of customers there. Oh, it's no good. I can't. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to bloody look it up because it's annoying me. I know I won't think of it now that I'm trying to think of it. So I'm just going to look on maps. So I know where it is. I just can't remember what it's called. Right, hang on. So, right, Ripley. Then, yeah, you go down there. Oh, there it is. Brinsley, near Underwood and Bagthorpe and Eastwood, and that's it, Brinsley. I was bloody close. Credit where it's due. Oh, harsh, possibly fair, but I'm not reading that one out. But we know there's baby hedgehogs in the box. Good to be here, says Josh. Good to have you. Now then. The Mega Chippy that was actually rubbish, says Debbie Daydream. Yeah, I've never been there. God, that was a real thing, wasn't it? Wasn't that during the pandemic when everything became more of a thing than it really ought to? Anyway, good evening, Debbie Daydream. Lancashire born, says Diane, but lived in quite a few places across the country, including Wales. Oh, you lucky woman, you! Living in Wales is winning first prize in the lottery of life. Genuine reason he can't be asked. No, you're happy to wait, Peter P. Thank you. Yeah, because I guarantee you, I promise you, you will get both signatures. Then it won't be long. It won't be long. I promise you. Signing postcards. Cheeseburger. Do you think you're Noel Edmonds? Oh dear. Oh Christ, he cycled through Upton on 7. Trace, can you ban Paul? It's for the best. Cheesy. Oh, Mustard's here and says, hello, chaps. If it wasn't for the mad tubers, I'd have to sub to Sky or some other crap. I think Mustard should have a cage fight with Hubner in the yard. That wouldn't be fair. That wouldn't be fair. Eat some raw mustard, Boaty, says Steve. Fair enough. Well, these are sealed, so I'm not going to open one of those, but I have got an identical one here. You can see it's identical. That is not sealed. That's on the go. And I am more than happy to it's weird. It's weird. Now, this does not taste like what I associate with Tewkesbury mustard. I'll have some more of it. Because it's not really hot and spicy. It's sweet. It's really weird. So I don't use it like Tewkesbury mustard. It's very nice, but it's not what I think of as Tewkesbury mustard. And I use it, and I've used, I mean, that one's almost gone, so I'm very, very grateful for these. But I use it not when I would normally use Tewkesbury mustard. I use it when I want a condiment that's really tasty with a bit of sweetness to it. I use it instead of mint sauce or something like that. Very nice with chicken. And in fact, I'm going to be using it tomorrow because I've got a lunch planned for tomorrow. And I planned this lunch and I thought, God, that sounds fabulous. But then I thought, I can't eat that. That's like one of my old lunches, and I'm not eating my old lunches anymore. And I thought, oh, that's a shame. I can't have it because it's too much food. And I was really looking forward to it. And then I just thought, well, I'll have half of it. I'll cut it in half. And that means I can have it again the next day. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's going to be absolutely fabulous. So yeah, this is really weird, but very, very nice. I mean, I would recommend it. I would recommend it, but not if you want a seriously hot mustard. It's quite a sweet and lovely tasting, but it doesn't even taste like mustard. Tewkesbury mustard is supposed to be a blend of horseradish and Dijon mustard, I think. And this doesn't taste like either, but it's absolutely delicious and a lot more usable and enjoyable for a lot of people than what I would call a proper Tewkesbury mustard. At the moment, my strong mustard is Trackleman Strong English Mustard, and when that's gone, they do a super fiery hot Tewkesbury mustard. So when this is done, I'll replace it with the super hot one. And I haven't got any horseradish at the moment at all because it ran out and I haven't replaced it. But my horseradish of choice is again the Trackleman hot horseradish. Quite superb. Yeah, so when that's gone, I'll stick an order in. Where did I get to? Hubnut lost me when he went stealth camping. Well, Hubnut's probably, well, I mean, he's still doing all right for himself, isn't he? You can't please all the people all the time, can you? Who was that? Oh, Steve McDonald. Hello. Hello, Steve McDonald. How the devil are we? And for those who don't remember, the lovely Steve is now the hopefully proud owner and keeper of Dick-a-Dum Dum, Sir Richard and Lady Morris, who is now living his best life. Boaty, when you did a midnight dash to get an emergency box of Lemsip, you brought us, the community, with you. We shared the car, the roof rack, the boot, the seatbelt. Oh, I see. Okay. Right, now I get it. I didn't see any of those comments, did I? Because I was driving. A large battered sausage is no laughing matter. Absolutely. Boaty dips a finger in. I've been known to do that. Thank you for explaining, matron. He never listens to me, says Tonic. It's not the first time he's fingered something hot and spicy. Oh no, Lee Jean. Hi all. Sorry I've not been around, but unfortunately was in a car accident and just got out of hospital. American on the wrong side of the road in brackets. Lee is in New Zealand. Missing the live chats, finally tuning in today. Oh, bless you. Oh, well, oh, God, hope you are fully recovered. And what a terrible thing. Oh, well, lovely to have you back. And yeah, really, really hope you're fully on the mend, fully recovering. Hope everything's going to be fine. Boaty, you should try Taylor's English mustard. Oh, not great, says bloody hell. 8 broken ribs, bruised all over, burned from seatbelt on the neck. Lucky, could have been worse. I took evasive action which saved me, I think. Bloody hell. 8 broken ribs, and they're so painful, aren't they? They are so painful. Oh, God bless you. I had no idea. Tasmania, the dangling bit at the bottom of Australia. Oh, right, okay. I was close. Right then, darlings, it's almost time to say goodnight, isn't it? I will bring you very quickly up to speed on how today went. So I've told you about my little escapade on the promenade last night. So I came back to the hotel. I did eat my nibbles. I ate my sandwich or wrap and packet of crisps that I'd got from St. Bob's, a southern fried chicken wrap, and a packet of crisps, and I just went to sleep. Really, I didn't hang about. I went to sleep. I slept like a log. The bed was very comfortable indeed, and I was up at about half seven. Dozed a bit maybe, and got out of bed at 8 and went downstairs for breakfast. Hadn't paid for breakfast, but I went to reception. I did pay for breakfast. I didn't try and blag it. And breakfast was so cool on a people watching front. I caught up with all my old crew from the night before because I can't remember how much I told you in last night's live, but last night in the hotel, in the bar, I created a late night massive, and we all became very best friends. They were all people of a certain age. Mobility scooters were not uncommon, but we all became very best friends. We had the best time. And as arranged, we all hooked up at breakfast this morning. So that was really cool, and we were like the cool gang in the. Now the restaurant where breakfast at that hotel is normally a buffet breakfast. You know, help yourself. Um, but the restaurant is being refurbished at the moment, so it was in two smaller rooms, and rather than the hot buffet, the cold items were all help yourself. The hot items, somebody took your order, but they really weren't geared up for it. So the delays between ordering and getting your food were horrendous. Um, I think it was, I think I waited an hour after putting my order in before I actually got my breakfast. And by then it was almost time to check out. But we're all having fun. We don't mind. Other people. One guy, one guy, he did the most British storming out that I've ever seen. This was brilliant. I adored this. This could only happen in Britain, right? Tell me if this is not the most British storming out. So he's sitting there and he's been chatting with us a bit, the cool gang, and he's been waiting 40 or 45 minutes for his breakfast, right? He's ordered it, it hasn't come. And a waitress bought somebody else's breakfast eventually. And he lost his rag and he went for it. And he said, excuse me. He said, excuse me, he said, I've been waiting 40 minutes for my breakfast and I'm not prepared to wait any longer. I'm very sorry. Thank you. And stormed out. Only the British would do that. You've received the most appalling service. You're going to walk out and not get the thing that you've paid for, but you apologize and say thank you. I thought that was brilliant. Oh, God, I only wish I'd been filming it. I only wish I'd been filming it. So I eventually got my breakfast, which was, it was a tenner. My biggest gripe about breakfast was that there was no coffee. There was only instant coffee and hot water. And you know me, I won't drink that. And I didn't take my Tassimo. So I had no coffee this morning. I didn't get a coffee until about 2:30, which is when I got home here to Windy Bum. Other than that, for breakfast, I had, what did I have? Um, s- I had a breakfast, as you would expect, with fried bread. God, fried bread. Who knew that was still a thing? When I saw that was on the menu, I thought, I've got to have a slice of fried bread for old time's sake. Um, but the main thing was the camaraderie, hanging out with my pals from the night before. And we had genuinely, I'm not joking about any of this, it was a genuine thing. I was chatting with a couple of friends via text and voice notes while it was actually happening. And they were saying, "Oh God, that's so sweet," and it really was. I was telling them, you know, on an ongoing basis, and it was really a genuine thing. And after the breakfast, some of us were leaving, um, some of them were staying for another day, and it was really quite emotional as we said goodbye, and we hugged and stuff, and it was so lovely. And like I say, they were all of a certain age, and if they'd have been my generation or younger, we'd have swapped socials, you know, and we'd have become Facebook friends and everything. One of my friends said, um, I bet they might be that age, but I bet they've got portable electric telephones. You should have taken a telephone number. So we all know when the next time is that they're visiting that hotel. And we've said that we'll try but we've got no means of contacting each other. I should have taken some telephone numbers. It was genuinely quite moving. I just had the best time. It's an amazing hotel. It's like the Grand in that it's a kind of a shadow of its former magnificent self, and it's a bit threadbare in places, and it's a bit grubby. Not grubby. It's clean. It's clean everywhere, but it's a bit careworn and carpets are frayed and whatnot. Um, but unlike the Grand, it's an amazing atmosphere and it's cheap. God knows it's cheap. The staff are lovely, but all of the people there are lovely. They go there. All of the ones that I spoke to, they regularly go there off season because it's so cheap off season. Never during season, too expensive. Um, and you can just hang out and have the best time there. It was amazing. I adored it, and I've already booked to go back. I'm going back. I'm going back in a few weeks because it was great. Anyway, so what did I do then? Well, checkout was at 10. So by the time I'd finally had breakfast, I only just had time to pack my case. Checked out, weather was crappy. So I drove up to the summit of the Great Orme. Tried to film up there. Could barely stand up. The wind was so strong. So drove back down from the Orme, went around Marine Drive, stopped at St Tudno's Church to pay my respects to Sir Bruce Forsyth's remains because you might not know this, but half of his ashes are buried at St Tudno's Church, uh, halfway up the Great Orme in Llandudno. And then I did the drive around Marine Drive, and then I just kind of what did I do? I just kind of went home, really. Um, the weather wasn't conducive. The weather was awful. There was no way I was going to do a sea swim in that. It was just horrendous, and I didn't really fancy doing much else. I wanted to go to the summit because to me, you can't go to Llandudno and not go to the summit of the Orme. It's what it's all about for me. Um, and yeah, that was that. Came home, and but it won't be long before I'm back there again. Right, catch up with the comments and then bugger off. Uh, I need to go to bed. Good night, all, say Simone. Boaty grabbed a granny just like the old days at the Tower Ballroom. Corpse. No, I didn't. I didn't. Oh, I missed the triple race, says Lee. I'll have to watch. Sounds great. There'll be a video up tomorrow, Lee. So Boaty was the hot buffet. Boaty is a gang leader. He got a crew. Boaty was the hot sauce. The stud muffin. They were couples. They were couples. Have you noticed that Boaty always dips his fingers into something he shouldn't? Vegan butter is not very good, says Richard. I haven't got a problem with it. It tastes fine to me. Look, I am fully non-dairied up now. I'm fully veganed up, and it's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm very happy with it. The Marriott in Peterborough still serves fried bread. I didn't think anybody did. Little Chef did excellent fried bread with the full breakfast. Ah, Little Chef. Boaty, how come you didn't get any putang? Does that mean what I think it does? Because I'm not in the market for that at the moment. I'm not Jimmy Quinn. I'm not. Half of his ashes are buried there. Right. Okay. I've caught up with the comments, and I am going to love you and leave you, darlings, because honestly, I am knackered. I was up really early today. Well, relatively really early by my standards. And yeah, I could do with getting my sorry old ass to bed. So we're not going to. I've not watched that yet, Peter P. I've not watched that. Okay, darlings. Right. So let me wish you all a safe and peaceful night and a decent day ahead. I hope it's manageable and I hope that there is some pleasure for you to take from it. Please take really good care of yourselves. And if you have those that you love and who love you, try to take care of those too. Them too. The candle will be relit tomorrow night, 11 o'clock. I would love to see you all then. In the meantime, much love from me. Thank you so much as always for your company and can't wait to see you next time. So on that note, put you and indeed